Zane, we all know him for being everyone's favorite communicator of memes inside of our space, but he has been article maxing as of late until morale improves, and my morale has improved. The more
Yeah.
articles he releases, the more we get inside the big brain. The big brain, humor is always a sign of intelligence. The big brain operating and scaling TikTok shops to the moon for the biggest and fastest growing brands inside of our space. We need to welcome Zain Ali inside of the show, co-founder. Get in here. Get in here, Zane. There
Boys,
he
how we doing?
is.
Let's
Come
go.
Suited up
on.
today, huh?
Oh, the simple secret that we learned, Zane, is that shows that have suits get acquired. And so when we learned that, it was like, why not don the suits, And
Smart.
also when we have someone of your lore, and
We have to.
we got to for
We
you.
have to.
We have to do it
Appreciate
for
that.
you.
Appreciate
Zane, man, I have been enjoying your article maxing, and I notice, not as many as I would like to see over the past few days. I love it when you double and triple them up, but one particularly that I wanted to hit on because I think this is too little remarked upon and seen inside of our space. Mary Ruth's 24/7 live stream, live selling on TikTok all of the time. This seems like I've seen videos out there, like people in China, other places, they got like a screen in front of the phone and they're doing it. But this lady seems to be actually involved. Huge business, huge brand. They're doing this all the time. And give us a little context on how they're actually making this happen and why they're doing it, because it's wild. And if we can all capitalize on something like this, why not?
Yeah, for sure. I'll start from like the top. So you have obviously on TikTok Shop, you have short video, you have live streaming. Live streaming in like Asia markets like China is like huge. It's like 80% of sales. TikTok's been pushing in the US. We haven't really seen the kind of adoption that they were kind of hoping for. We're at like, I think across our clients, we're at like 13% live streaming sales. And I think across like TikTok Shop, it's probably like 15%. So it's not like as huge as Asia, but every month it starts to pick up a little bit more. So you guys should definitely have Jay on from he used to be at Mary Roots. He kind of was a person who spearheaded their 24/7 live streaming operation. He started, I think there's one person that was just like live streaming 2-3 hours a day. Like they basically dropped in the Slack and they're like, hey, whoever live streams today gets like $150 or something like that. Some internal employee. He's actually running a very similar playbook now that he's running. I think it's Sprinter. It's like Kylie Jenner's brand. Same kind of thing. His like sister-in-law is like running like a few hour live stream. And then as it picks up, they just keep scaling it out, right? So it's not like they went from like 0 live streaming to like boom 24/7 the next day. They started slowly. They started seeing like GMV per hour starting to pick up. They started getting more people to do it. And it's just like very like I guess like bootstrappy. But yeah, now they do it 24/7. It's not even so much like they're streaming like 4 or 5 a.m. It's not like they're making like a profit on it, but just think about how much, earned media they're getting just from everybody talking about the fact that they're 24/7 live streaming.
Wow. I would think that's got to be a big part of this. Is like it's not even like the sales necessarily. It's just them always being there, available, the algo and spillover effect, halo in other places. I mean, is that the case?
Yeah, for sure. I think like last 30 days they're at around like 300K or something live streaming, which is like, I mean, that's awesome. But this is on a brand that does like 3, 4. Actually, the last 30 days are at like 6 million. So it's like less than like 5% of sales. But you're right. It's just like the brand awareness, the like you're kind of retargeting. If somebody puts something in the cart and then at 2 a.m. they're scrolling through TikTok, they see that live stream. Maybe they don't buy off the live stream, but like that's another touch point for the brand, and that's just what they're trying to maximize. So I don't think it's a good fit for like every single brand. You should probably focus on short videos since that's like 80% of sales when you first start. But then if you want to play around with it, you start seeing success. There's other brands like Base Body Works and some others on the platform that are really crushing with live streaming. So it's something to play around with for sure.
Wow. Do you imagine? I mean, you're probably so plugged into this entire ecosystem. Do you imagine a ton of brands are going to take note of this and start to try to build out teams for 24/7 live streaming now? Like, is this the new is this the new benchmark? It's like, well, guys, now we just had the sub 2 marathon. Now it's like, okay, guys, now it's 24/7 or nothing. Like, no, Peter, we can't do 18-hour live streams. It's 24/7. You need to get back in there. Here's a Gatorade. Here's some, Red Bull, and
Get back in there.
Yeah, I mean, like what's crazy is they've been doing it for like 6 months at least, like maybe even like close to a year. So like they've been doing it for a while. No brand that I'm aware of in the US market is doing 24/7 as well. They might be getting close. They might be at like 18 hours. But it's just one of those things where like a brand like Mary Ruth has the budget to do it and not make money on it, and they're fine. They're a pretty massive company. For most brands, it's like you're paying for the studio space, you're paying for the live streamer. It's going to cost you like $200, $250 an hour with all the costs included. So if you're not generating at least like 300, 400 GMV, it's probably not worth it, especially at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you're probably not. So it's one of those things that really only like the big boys can do it, like maybe like Goldie could do it or some other brands could do it. But yeah, I haven't seen anyone hop on the train yet. I've definitely seen more brands start to experiment with live streaming. There's some live streaming only agencies as well that are starting to pick up. A long road. Like I've talked to some of those guys, and it's like break even was like a good month for them, like just like last year, because they're paying like 25 to 50K a month in rent just for like the studio in New York. They're paying the streamers like at least $20, $30 per hour, and the GMV per hour just wasn't there. But now with like you can put GMV max, like you can put ad spend behind like promoting the live streams, things like that, some new features. It's continuing to mature. I think honestly, like long term though, if AI gets so good at short video where customers just start to lose confidence in short video, you could see live streaming really pick up. You're already kind of seeing it culturally be pretty huge. Like just look at how many kids are watching like Speed Stream, Kai Cenat. It's the new thing for Gen Z. So I definitely see potential in it. It's probably not what I would recommend doing on TikTok Shop like month one. I would recommend like sending out samples and getting short videos, because short videos makes up majority of sales, but definitely something to keep an eye on.
You got some data. I'm just wondering, Zane, and you don't have to have this, but I'm just wondering, especially because like you're saying, a lot of times, live stream, it's like, cost, etc. Maybe we broke even. Maybe it's not quite there yet, but it seems to me that the common refrain when talking about TikTok Shop is that it's not just what happens on platform. It's what happens on Amazon. It's what happens on Shopify, etc. It seems to me like for Mary Ruth or for others who are going deep into live stream, they have to be seeing something on the halo effect. Otherwise, maybe the economics just wouldn't neatly work. And people have argued that for TikTok Shop, in the first place, like, well, I don't know, I wasn't profitable for the first couple of months, etc. But there's got to be something on that halo effect that is measurable, significant, and worthwhile to invest in. We just had Phoenix Ha on. She was arguing, in the same direction. I mean, is there something there? Is there a there in terms of halo effect, live streaming? Would you guess?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen for clients, like we've seen anywhere from like 20 to like 50% spill over to Amazon. It gets easier to measure if they're doing like one product on TikTok Shop and they have like 20 on Amazon, then it gets pretty easy. Like if the whole Amazon grew by like 5%, but that one product that's on TikTok Shop grew by like 20, 25% since you started TikTok Shop. Now it's pretty clear. If it's like branded search that's picking up, that's pretty clear. So we've seen between like 20 to 50%. We've had like one brand where it was like nuts because they actually got into like the #1 like keyword ranking for like their search term. So like that blew them up. So it really depends on like where are you on ranking on Amazon. If you're like brand new on Amazon and it's like at the 50th page, like maybe you won't see a big difference. But if you just went from like second page to first page, or like third search result to second search result, that's going to affect it a lot. I think if you talk to Portland Leather Goods, I know their CMO, he was saying like 100% spill over to Amazon. So
crazy.
Really like it's nuts. It depends on like how much is it cheaper on Amazon. If it's cheaper on Amazon, you're gonna see more spillover. Is it a type of product that you need urgently? Like if you need it in like 2 days and you're getting free 2-day shipping on Amazon, but on like TikTok Shop, they're not on FBT. It's like 3 to 5 days. You'll see more spillover. So there's a lot of factors that affect it. But yeah, I think for brands that are big on Amazon, where they're constantly getting squeezed, like every week, there's like more fees. There's like something he has to deal with, like the payment terms are getting worse. You're getting paid a week after delivery. They're not letting you use credit cards on ads, like whatever it is. Amazon's getting tougher and tougher to make $1 on. And then if TikTok Shop can send you over some like free bonus traffic, that can really make a pretty big impact on the business.
Zane, could you talk to us behind your thesis for article maxing? You're basically blasting out articles left and right. Is it the same thesis that you just explained for you're trying to rank higher in the search results pages on X? I mean, everybody knows that you love X. You're better at X than I would say 99% of the population.
Everyone.
Everyone. There was one tweet you had, I won't say it on the show. I lost my absolute, I was dying one day and I shared it with Chris and I said, this is the funniest thing I've seen in weeks. And it was like 2 weeks ago. We can talk about it after the show. But I have to know the thesis behind article maxing.
Yeah, I think like in general, whenever you see a platform launch a new tool, they're gonna push it pretty heavily because they're trying to get a ton of data behind it. So whether if it's like Instagram's launching a new placement and you're like the first person to start running ads to that placement, that can be like a pretty strong ROI. So Isaac from like Mini Katana, he started with like with some like articles, and he was telling me he's like these are getting like crazy boosted, right? Because they're trying to just test out if that long form content's gonna go well. So for me, it's like a lot of my content is just like memes, which is great because I get to meet a ton of people and kind of get brand awareness that way. And it's just a lot of fun. I mainly do it for fun. But the articles is like something where I can actually drop like TikTok shop related content. And it's actually targeting like a whole different audience. Like I'll get more followers from the articles than I'll get from the memes, because the memes, like pretty much everyone has seen them at this point. So it's like when they're going to follow me or they know about me, they already kind of do in the D2C bubble. The articles are like hitting some like new ecom brand owners, 7, 8, like we've even had like a 10-figure brand that like mentioned seeing the article like on a sales call. So it's just a different way to get exposure. And it just goes back to like every time you adapt a new format, like there's going to be new people that you come into contact with. Like some people only watch videos, like some people only watch like live streams, like some people like to read articles. Everybody is like in a different kind of perspective in terms of what type of content they want to consume. So if you're able to adapt across like content types and formats, then I think you're able to reach a much broader audience.
That's such a good point, because some people consume media in a specific way only. Like there are some guys that I know who only consume short form, and I'm a huge fan of long form content. I like absolutely love it so much more than short form. And so the way to get me is just a long form, long video. I love that. I love the thought process behind it too.
Long form, it's just better to communicate something more complex too. Like you were talking about TikTok Shop, it's kind of harder to communicate all that in just like one meme.
Yeah.
Zane just gave us a little flex there, you know. Yeah, we had there was one
10-figure big boy.
Little 10-figure company came in, you know.
Can't talk about him. Can't talk about him.
Yeah, can't mention who they are, you know.
NDAs.
NDAs.
Like
that. You got NDAs. It's too many.
It was it was George Steinbrenner from the Yankees. But anyway, we won't mention who it was, Well, I think Zane, and I think this, I have thought this for some time, but I am more convinced over the past few days, and I'll mention why. I'm more convinced that your strategy, your content strategy as an agency owner is goated, my friend. And here's why I am convinced of this. We had a Rabah Rahil. He's back from Euromaxing. Vision Quest 2 is over.
2.0.
He is back stateside, and he just dropped this little framework. He's talking in the vein of software, but I think it applies for anything high ticket. He's like, people need to know you, like you, and trust you. And number one, I think the biggest problem that we have is that people don't know who we are. That's a problem. It's like base problem number one that every business has. Nobody knows that you exist. And that's where I think your memes come into play. Because, when people discover you through those memes, it's like, yeah, Zane, he exists. I like him. He's funny. Maybe I've never even talked to him, but I know of him. And then I grow to like him. I grow to like him because he's funny. And, even the jester, the king is happy to sit and talk with the jester. You make somebody laugh, you can gain an audience there. But then you come on this backside and, let's see what you've been doing. Got the new pod that just released, with Isaac. What's the podcast called?
Yeah, it's called What's Working, and it's basically we're just talking about what's working in e-commerce, business, everything.
Everybody should go and follow and listen to What's Working. Available everywhere, I would imagine. Zane, is that correct?
Yep.
And then after they know you and they like you, you come back on this other side and you drop some knowledge through the articles, the pods, all the things. I've been watching you from afar, and I think you've got this content. You've got this content game dialed on the agency side, my friend. I think you've been doing good on that.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I think you bring up some good points. Like, no, like if you ever go to an event, like nobody likes the agency guys, nobody likes the SaaS guys, because like as soon as you start talking, they're like, okay, there's a pitch coming. Same thing on Twitter. If like an e-com brand owner posts something, they're like, oh wow, this guy is posting how he got to 8 figures, 9 figures, or whatever he did. Yeah. They're interested. As soon as it's an agency owner, they're like, okay, this guy's just trying to get clients. I don't believe this. It might be exaggerated. So you kind of have to go through the side door, right? Like if you try to go to the front door, it's like, oh man, look at all these screenshots and case studies. It's a little bit cringe, and people are always like putting a wall up. They're like, I don't know if I trust this guy because he's trying to sell me something. So yeah, I think as it comes, like with agencies, if you see who's doing really well on Twitter, who has like an agency, it's like they like, for example, like Taylor Holiday, it's not like him saying like, oh, if you want to be a client, like here's our case study and click this. It's like, oh no, here's the D2C index where you can learn like what's going on, what the data is in the industry. And oh, by the way, we have an agency, but that's not like the focus. It's like the content is different from like just trying to sell. And then once you build up that trust, you get to know somebody, you get to like somebody. Like you said, it just becomes an easier conversation. But yeah, it's also just fun. Like when I started the memes, it was just, it was a good time. I wasn't even on the agency side at that point. But
no, really?
Yeah, I was just a brand owner at the time.
Oh, look at you, bro. Look
at
you.
Wow.
Hey, tell me this. Man, we have talked with a lot. I mean, a lot for the show. I can like name like 5. We've had 5 different guys on who are live stream selling. I know it's early. But also live stream selling on Whatnot. Okay, particularly. And in addition to Whatnot, TikTok auctions, which a lot of people don't even really know exist yet. We had a dinner at Commerce Roundtable, and of course John Roman, CEO of BattleBox, came. Whatnot is now their number 2 revenue generator, number 2 channel revenue generator, has surpassed Amazon. Whatnot has, and we just asked the room, like, who knows that Whatnot exists? And there's like a couple of people. There's like 2 or 3 people that raise their hand.
For the context for the room, in that room alone, there's been $1 billion in ad spend for sure.
For sure.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Sure. Some of the best operators in the space.
Like, who knows that Whatnot exists? And there's like a couple of people, Of course, then John told his story, which is incredible. But we've had other guys on here, Braden Flack, who in the same vein as the Mary Ruth 24/7 live stream, he's doing TikTok auctions. On one of his recent streams alone, he got 500,000 likes. 500,000. And I mean, you're in there and you gamify, it's like 15 more likes and I'm going to drop this thing. And and to me, there's an element of top of funnel reach here that is it's juicy. It is juicy. I have not stopped thinking about it. I mean, do you think there's something to this more for brands? Of course, I know it's there for individual sellers, resellers, etc. I've been thinking about this for brands. If nothing else, just top of funnel reach and like giving people deals on your dead inventory and starting auctions at $1. And do you think there's something here, Zane, or am I crazy?
Yeah, no, I think there's certain brands that crush on there. A lot of like collectibles type stuff. So if you're like Tops or something like that, you see a lot of like sneaker resellers. It's like almost a more fun version of like garage selling, a more fun version of like eBay, where it's like kind of more unique lots and like things that are like you
Yeah.
said, like more limited inventory, things like that, and it kind of gamifies it. It makes it fun, and with that kind of garage sale experience, like you have people like Gary Vee who are like a partner on whatnot. He's really been pushing it. But yeah, I've seen some brands like have some crazy success on there. Do I think like for some brands where it's like they sell like 5 different SKUs, they're all supplements, and like,
Yeah.
are they the best fit? Probably not. For a brand that has like 1,000 different SKUs or like collectibles or like, the Pop Mart type brands, I think those will crush on there. So I definitely think it'll start to pick up, and kind of like in the vein we were talking about, like when there's a new feature like TikTok auctions, it's like they're gonna give free traffic to it. Same way with TikTok Shop. Like when we started on TikTok Shop with our own brand, it's like you post a video, you tag the shop link, you get a ton of free reach and free distribution. Now it's like you have to spend on DMV Max, you have to spend on ads. But always like the first movers, like BK Beauty was very early to TikTok Shop. They got a ton of subsidies. Whoever is willing to put in like kind of just like the muscle of like, just figuring it out, those brands are going to benefit. It's probably not going to be like the 9-10 figure brands. It's probably going to be like the scrappier 7-8 figure brands, but more power to them. Like some of them will go from 7 to 8 figures just off of auctions.
This was little talked about over the weekend, but actually CEO of Whatnot was here. He was in Austin. There was
Nice.
there was an Austin Summit gathering or whatever. Kip Rowland, Colin was there.
Yeah.
He was there. Gate kept the whole thing when he joined us on the show. He didn't tell us about it at all. But man, I think there's something here. I do. I think there's something with auction live, and I think like you're saying, Zane, I think somebody's going to be early and kind of pave this path and willing to experiment, just like BK Beauty did with TikTok Shop. Obviously, they crushed to the heavens now. But I'm excited. I'm excited about TikTok auctions. I'm excited about TikTok Shop. I think it's crazy that there still are people that haven't taken the plunge. And I think if they're going to take the plunge, they probably need to talk to Zane. Is that fair,
Absolutely.
Zane?
Fair enough, man. You said it.
From my mouth to your ears, to all our listening audience. Zane, we appreciate you joining us. We look forward to more knowledge being dropped as you Article Max. I hope you continue, and we look forward to talking more, my friend. Will you come back? Can we have you back on the show, or are you forever gone now?
Okay, anytime, man.
All right, good. We appreciate you joining us, man. We look forward to having you back. Thank you, man.
Have a good one.